Hello and welcome to this special broadcast. This is what we've been waiting for, and the announcement has come in now from President Trump, posting on Truth Social and in all caps, I might add, for the benefit of our viewers who are tuning in. This is what has happened. President Trump has tweeted saying that India will have to pay a tariff of 25%, but that's not all. He's now talking about a penalty as well. Remember, there was no talk of a penalty. Now President Trump is talking about a penalty that will be imposed on India and China. So let's just read out, for the benefit of our viewers, what he has said on his Truth Social post. Remember, while India is our friend, we have over the years done relatively little business with them because their tariffs are far too high, among the highest in the world, and they have the most strenuous and obnoxious non-monetary trade barriers of any country. Also, they have always bought a vast majority of their military equipment from Russia and are Russia's largest buyers of energy, along with China, at a time when everyone wants Russia to stop the killing in Ukraine. All things not good. India will therefore be paying a tariff of 25% plus a penalty for the above, starting on the 1st of August. This has come as a bolt from the blue. The 25% tariff, that was pretty much expected because President Trump has been saying that if you don't have a deal with the US, then a 20 to 25% tariff was likely to be imposed. But this penalty, and he has not quantified what the penalty is going to be. He's merely spoken about the penalty, and this is going to be imposed, as he points out, on India and China as well. This is the important development that has taken place. Remember the 1st of August deadline? Well, ahead of the 1st of August deadline, President Trump now making it clear that India will have to pay not just a 25% tariff, but also a penalty. Let's bring in Jayant Dasgupta. He joins us now. Mr. Dasgupta, of course, has been at the WTO and is a trade expert. Mr. Dasgupta, many thanks for joining us. As I pointed out, we were expecting a 25% tariff because that's what President Trump has been suggesting, because we don't have a deal in place. But this penalty that he is now bringing in, we don't know what the quantity is or what the rate will be, but this 25% tariff plus a penalty because India has been buying oil and defense equipment from Russia. Your first reactions, Mr. Dasgupta?
Well, if you calculate the tariffs according to the old formula which President Trump had used, then it comes to approximately 17.7%. But we had expected it to be rounded off to 20 or something above 20, but below 26, which he had imposed earlier. So 25 is, I think, that way not unexpected. But on the point of this import of Russian oil, Lindsey Graham and the other senator, they had proposed a bill allowing the president to impose up to 500% tariff on countries which were importing oil from Russia. Now, President Trump has indicated, of course, he keeps shifting, but he has indicated that he may impose tariffs up to 100% on countries which import oil from Russia. So we can apprehend some action which will be harsh, but the point is that we are not totally dependent on Russian oil, and we can always buy from other sources as well. As far as Russian military,
no, in fact, we've been buying from the US, Mr. Dasgupta. We've significantly increased our purchase of energy from the US, but that doesn't seem to have stopped President Trump from threatening us with this penalty.
Yes, that is true. And the other point is that in order to bring down the trade deficit, we had informally, I think, promised that we would buy more oil and more defense equipment from the Americans. But that also doesn't seem to have really worked. And President Trump has gone ahead and announced this. But on the positive side, I think talks are still going on, and President Trump has the habit of saying something and then coming down, by several notches later on. So we hope that
Yes, but I just,
the US
Mr. Dasgupta, I'll bring in my colleague. I'll bring in my colleague Parikshit as well. But again, the language being used, and Mr. Trump is known for using language that may not necessarily be seen as appropriate. But the language being used this time around in this post, and I quote to you, remember, while India is our friend, we have over the years done relatively little business with them because their tariffs are far too high, among the highest in the world, and they have the most strenuous and obnoxious non-monetary trade barriers of any country. The language being used, calling our non-monetary trade barriers obnoxious, Mr. Dasgupta.
Yes, I think that leaves a lot to be desired. But, for President Trump, I would say it is par for the course. He is not particularly known for his use of diplomatic language.
No, that he certainly is not. Parikshit, any reaction, any response, from the Indian government at this point in time with this announcement coming in from President Trump?
The Indian government and Indian exporters. We've been speaking to exporters through the day, and a range of them, from the pharma sector, from the leather sector, to the textile sector, and the Federation of Indian Exporters. All of them were of the opinion that we're expecting something in the range of 20 to 25%. 25%, yes, will be a setback, will create panic in the market for some time. There will be a hit on profits and margins for the next couple of months. We are giving a lot of discounts to American importers, and all of that will have to increase. But now you have this question of additional penalty, and we don't know how much, because he's spoken about a penalty for India because we buy Russian energy and defense equipment, a penalty for India because we have a very high trade deficit with the US, because we have obnoxious non-tariff barriers. That's what Donald Trump said. So nobody knows the extent of the penalty that would be imposed. What seems right now that India, if it goes into the range of 35 to 40% of tariffs, then you could fall into a territory where you might be at a disadvantage compared to countries like EU, Indonesia, Vietnam, Cambodia, for that matter, even Japan. So that is a situation we did not want to be in. Our textile exporters, for that matter, leather exporters, footwear exporters, gems and jewelry. So let's see what happens. India would be weighing different options. Retaliation was one thing, but what we'll have to see is whether these tariffs come into effect within the next 4 to 5 days. Is there some room for negotiation?
He said the 1st of August. I mean, again, as Mr. Dasgupta is pointing out, things change with every tweet. But at this point in time, on the back of what President Trump has tweeted, he is saying that these tariffs will kick in from the 1st of August, Parikshit.
That's right. So what I'm trying to say is India would be trying to negotiate something behind the scenes. Those negotiations are still on. So we would try and see if there can be any sort of reprieve or delay for the moment. If that doesn't happen, yes, these tariffs are going to hit exporters immediately. Many of the orders have either been cancelled or put on hold. At least there will be some clarity, but the next few weeks are definitely going to be full of panic. There is going to be hit on profits and margins for exporters in the textile sector, in the leather sector, in the food processing sector, in the engineering goods sector as well. But there is a larger hope that there will be a BTA, but the conditions, the kind of conditions that Donald Trump is imposing, wanting us to cut off energy and defense ties with Russia, wanting us to make big-ticket investment commitments. And I'd like to just touch upon that, Shireen, because we're hearing that India has given a good deal from its side, minus agriculture and dairy, very similar to what we had given in 2017. But Donald Trump wants a big headline from India. He wants investment commitments. He wants India to go ahead and say that we will invest $300, $400 billion dollars in the American market. You'll make big-ticket defense and energy purchases. US will become the trusted #1 energy defense partner of India. Those are the kind of statements that Donald Trump wants to hear. India has so far not given in to those commitments or announcements. So over the next few weeks, there will be a lot of hectic negotiations, I'm guessing. Currently, the Ministry of External Affairs, the Ministry of Commerce are reviewing this. We are going to have a reaction very soon. But currently, the government is trying to understand the exact impact. I'm sure the phone lines will be on between officials of the two countries to see what is the immediate impact, what is this penalty all about, because nobody had heard about this penalty coming into effect till yesterday. But I'm expecting a reaction from both the Commerce Ministry and the Ministry of External Affairs in the next few hours.
Yes, Parikshit, I would imagine that there will have to be some sort of a response to this. But hang in there. Let me also bring in Mr. S.C. Garg, the former Finance Secretary. He joins us as well. Mr. Garg, many thanks for joining us. As we pointed out, the fact that